When I was 28 years old, I was living paycheck to paycheck, struggling to pay my bills and going deeper and deeper into debt. I knew that I needed to find a better way to make money and support my family. As luck would have it, a close family friend that knew about our situation called with an offer. His offer was not going to make us rich overnight, but with some hard work, we might be able to at least start to get ahead and begin paying down our debt. Our family friend had purchased 2 apartment buildings and 7 townhouses in northern Canada. He was offering us a job managing his real estate investment properties. Moving up north in Canada was not exactly our dream come true, but we knew that we had to do something and thought that this might just be the opportunity that we needed. So we got busy packing up our home and family. We found renters for our house that we owned, and away we went. Within a few months, we were fully settled in and working hard to prove our worthiness at the opportunity that we had been given.
Not long after our friend came to look at purchasing yet another apartment building, 29 fully furnished, 1-bedroom rental suites. I accompanied our friend and the realtor to the viewing of the property. We were quite hopeful that he would purchase it, as it meant more suites for us to manage and therefore more income. He ultimately decided it was not a good fit for his real estate portfolio and declined to make an offer. I thought it odd that he didn't want to buy it, being that his other properties were proving to be so profitable. I expressed this sentiment to the realtor when our friend was not present. The realtor said, "Well, why don't you buy it?" I laughed and said, "Yeah, if only it were that simple, I wish." He then said, "Well, maybe it is that simple. Can you raise the down payment?" And he told me how much the down payment was. The rest would be in the form of a mortgage from the bank. This was the true turning point in our lives. The moment when it suddenly seemed possible, or at least less than impossible. I quickly got to work with the help of my newfound realtor friend and started figuring out how we could come up with the down payment. We called the bank and they agreed that we could easily obtain a line of credit using our home that was rented out as collateral. I called up my realtor friend and said, "Okay, let's do it." We presented an offer to the seller and it was accepted. Now I had 5 days to come up with the deposit, which was 5% of the purchase price. Oh no, we hadn't considered this. The realtor forgot to tell us this part. Our line of credit was going to take a few weeks to be put in place, and of course we did not have any spare money at this point. Now what? I will always remember my realtor friend saying, "Well, if you want to play with the big boys." As much as I didn't want to, I called my mom and explained our dilemma and asked for a loan for 2 weeks. I promised her that everything was in place and she would be promptly paid back. She agreed to lend us the money, and we managed to overcome our first hurdle. There were a few other hurdles over the next couple of weeks, but we managed to get everything sorted out, and we were days away from closing on our first investment property when we got the call. It was the bank manager that had been working with us for the mortgage. "I'm sorry, Judy, but your deal is dead in the water." I felt like someone had punched me in the stomach. We had been about to celebrate our first big deal. The people around me saw the color drain from my face. "The ratios don't work," he said. "The net income is not sufficient enough to cover your debt service." I was new to this lingo, but still knew exactly what he meant. I said okay and hung up the phone. I was so confused. I had run those numbers 1,000 times and they worked. What had I done wrong? And then it occurred to me that maybe he did something wrong. To this day, I'm not sure how I knew what his miscalculation was, but I did. Now I had to hope that his ego wasn't too big to admit it. I explained to him that I thought maybe he had doubled the annual property tax payment. It seemed that he was calculating the PIT payment, which is the principal, interest, and tax, while he had already considered the annual tax as an expense. He took a closer look at the numbers, and to my surprise, he handled it with no ego at all and readily accepted his error. I think he was as happy as we were that the deal was a go again. Over the next 2 years, I quickly learned the many creative ways of obtaining financing to secure real estate investment properties. I met many people that offered great wisdom and experience. We went on to eventually purchase in excess of 500 rental units over a period of 10 years. Through this, my family has gained financial independence and freedom. I'm now at a time in my life where I've already achieved financial independence and freedom. So, although I'm no longer looking to make more money, I am looking to share my wisdom and knowledge with anyone else who's wanting to learn more about getting started with investment properties. So, if you are ready to talk and let me help you strategize around your real estate goals, then let's get started.